Good morning and welcome to this session on engineering mechanics. In last session we had seen parallel force system. We solved three numericals related to parallel force system. Also we saw moment, couple, Varignon's theorem. Before parallel system we have completed concurrent force system. So today we will go to coplanar, non-concurrent, non-parallel, that is general force system. Now this type of numericals are asked in exam for 6 to 8 marks. So we'll see what is the basic procedure for solving this type of numerical. So resultant of non-concurrent, non-parallel, and it will be coplanar. So general force system. So the first step is Rx is equal to summation Fx. What is meaning of this? We have to resolve all the forces along the horizontal x-axis and take algebraic sum of the force component considering proper sign convention. What is the proper sign convention which we are going to use? If the force is towards right side, it will be positive, and towards left side, it will be negative. Second, Ry equal to summation Fy. So we have to resolve all the forces along vertical y-axis and take algebraic sum of force components considering proper sign convention. So upward force will be positive and downward force will be negative. Third one is calculating resultant. So resultant will be under root of summation Fx square plus summation Fy square. And fourth one is calculating the angle of that resultant. So tan theta will be mod of summation Fy upon Fx. So theta will be tan inverse summation Fy upon Fx. We will be taking here, we are using mod over here. So Fx and Fy summation, it will be positive. So we are finding angle theta with respect to horizontal, which is always acute angle. Now if you recall your concurrent force system, in that also we had these 4 steps. Okay, same step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, and step number 4. These were there in which system? Concurrent. Okay, concurrent means all the forces are passing through a single point, line of action of all the forces. Now this is non-concurrent, non-parallel. So both the steps of both the numericals will be included over here. So first we have seen concurrent part. Now we'll go to parallel part. In parallel part, what we used to do, we took moment about a point and then we used Varignon's theorem. So now after step number 4, next step will be step number 5, taking summation of moment about, for example, point O. So take the algebraic sum of moments of forces about a point, say O, considering proper sign convention. Now what is the sign convention over here? Clockwise will be negative and anti-clockwise will be positive. Next we have to apply Varignon's theorem. What is Varignon's theorem? Summation of moment about point O of all the forces is equal to moment of resultant about that same point. So R into D, and this D is perpendicular distance of that resultant from point O. Now after this, you can see below here two more formulas have been written. Summation of moment about O is equal to summation of Fy into X. What is this? What is this X? This X part is the distance between point O and the intersection of line of action of force with the resultant on x-axis. So I'll give you an example of this. Suppose this is y-axis and this is x-axis. At center we have point O. Okay, so this is point O, and suppose resultant is like this. What will be this? D. It will be perpendicular distance of this resultant from this point O. Okay, so this will be D. This is D. Next is summation of moment about O is summation Fy into X. What is this X? It is X intercept. Okay, so this part will be X. This part is X. And what is Y? Next one is summation of moment about O is summation of Fx into Y. So Y will be wherever resultant is cutting the Y axis, that distance from point O. This will be Y. So D, X and Y. These are the three things. Next step is step number 7, position of the resultant with respect to point O. So here I have given you example resultant position. So like this you have to find the position of resultant. Now there are 8 possibilities in case of general force system. So we'll see the possibilities. So these are the 8 possibilities which have been shown on the screen. So we'll take first example. So if you consider first example, just understand this, summation Fx is in which direction? Right hand side. Okay. So what you have to do, just from point O, first you have to draw the axis, then draw point O, then from origin draw summation Fx. It is towards right? It is summation Fx. It is in this direction. Then next is summation Fy. What is direction of summation Fy? It is upward direction. So just draw that arrow over here from origin. So it will be upward direction. So this one is Fy. Now very important. This is the new thing for general force system. So according to this diagram, where will the force lie? In first quadrant. So I'll draw that force now. So here force lie in first quadrant. So I have drawn the force like this. So this is what resultant R. Okay, so suppose this is Rx and this is Ry, which is summation. Now after that we calculate moment also. So summation of moment about O. Now what is the direction given over here? Direction is anti-clockwise direction. So it is moment about which point? Carefully look at this one. It is moment about point O. So moment about summation of moment about point O in anti-clockwise direction will be like this. So this is the moment. So this will be moment, summation of that moment about point O. Now we have seen a concept before. Okay. Resolve a force into force and couple, and second was resolve a force couple into force. So we'll use that logic over here. Okay, now whatever concept part is there, that I had taught you before only. Okay, now we'll just see the shortcut method because we have to solve the numerical. So what is done is, this R force, you have to just shift this R force on two sides. Okay, so first side I'll shift on this one. Okay, let me show this. So suppose I'm shifting R in this direction, and second I am shifting R in this direction. Very important to understand this. Okay, now when I'm shifting this, now distance will remain same on both the sides. So D will remain same. Now what is the direction of movement with respect to point O? It is anti-clockwise. Okay, so what you have to do now, keep your thumb at point O, keep your index finger on this arrow and rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow. That is creating which moment? Clockwise. Okay, if you keep your thumb at point O, keep your index finger on the force and rotate your index finger in the direction of force, it is clockwise. So this will not be your answer. So remaining is this arrow. Okay, this one. If you consider this arrow, keep your thumb at point O, keep your index finger on the arrow, on the force, and rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow, it is anti-clockwise. So basically what we will do is, we will shift this R will go away, this moment will also, we won't be writing this, and this will be the final answer. only one force is there. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, now we have seen that we calculate when we are using Varigman's theorem, we calculate three things. One is d, next is x, and next is y. What is d? Perpendicular distance of resultant from point O. So here you can see d has been shown. Next one is x. What is this x? It is this line of action of resultant wherever it cuts the x-axis. So that point and center point O, distance between O and the line of action of resultant where it cuts on x-axis, that distance is x. Next is y. What is this y? Wherever line of action of R cuts the vertical y-axis, distance between that point and the center of the axis O, that is y. So we'll see some other example now. So what is given over here? Fx is in which direction? Right side. So you have to draw Fx towards right side. Next, Fy. What is the direction? Upward. So I'll draw arrow from origin to upward side. Okay, positive y. Then observe the direction of moment. What is the direction of moment? It is clockwise. So you can show over here direction of moment which is clockwise. So suppose this is that m moment, summation of moment about point O. Okay, this is summation. Now according to this plotting which we have done, x and y axis, resultant will lie in which quadrant? It will lie in first quadrant. So this is resultant. Now next thing is we have resultant and we have moment. Now we have to convert this resultant and this moment into a single force. So what we have to do? Just draw two forces. This will be rougher part. It will not be on your answer sheet. You can do with the pencil just for your understanding, then you can erase. So what you have to do? Just draw two parallel forces like this. So this is first one and suppose this is second one. Now the distance d from O for both the forces is remaining same. Next what we have to see? Moment direction. Now this moment direction, it is clockwise. So what you have to do? Keep your thumb at point O, keep your index finger, suppose we are considering first force as this bottom one. Keep your index finger on this force and rotate your index finger in the direction of force, it is anti-clockwise. But the moment which we calculated, summation of moment about O, it is clockwise. So this will not be the answer. So remove this one. So this is not the answer. Next one is this one. So if you consider this force, keep your thumb at point O, keep your index finger at this location and rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow, it is clockwise. So it is matching with this summation of moment which is also clockwise. So this will be the answer. After getting the answer, you have to erase this resultant, you have to erase this moment part also. So final answer will look like this, which has been shown over here. This will be the answer. So we'll solve the first numerical on non-collinear, non-concurrent, non-parallel, coplanar general force system. So here just observe the diagram. Okay, if you observe the diagram, there is a plate given over here. So we'll read the question. Four forces acting on a rectangle in a same plane. So here a rectangle has been shown and it is in one plane only, and you can see the axis. This is x-axis written over here and this is y-axis which is written over here. And what is the center of this axis? It is point D. Find magnitude and direction of resultant force. Also find the intersection of line of action of resultant with x and y axis. So basically you don't have to calculate D, you have to calculate x-intercept and y-intercept, assuming D as origin. Okay, now we'll solve this question. So before solving the question, first step is Rx is equal to summation Fx. Now before actually solving the numericals, we should be able to resolve this. So in order to resolve this, we should know what is the angle. Okay, and based on that only we can actually solve the question. So here that angle has not been given, so we have to calculate that angle. But this side is given, so this side is given and this side is given. So you can calculate this angle. And this angle will be same as this angle. So we'll calculate that angle. So suppose this angle, whatever I am using different color, okay, other than black in the diagram, that will be our part. And whatever black part is there, that is original question. Remember that. So suppose this is angle theta. What will be this theta? It will be, theta will be equal to tan inverse, opposite side is 0.5 upon adjacent side is 1.2. So this theta we will get as 22.62 degree. Now this theta, here also you will have same angle. This is also theta. Now we'll resolve the forces. So one by one we will see. We'll start with this one, 600 Newton force. So 600 Newton force, it is making an angle of 40 degree with horizontal. So just resolve this force. Now axis we have drawn over here. Okay, so this is the axis part. This is the axis. Now we have to resolve the forces. So x component and y component we have to write. So we have resolved 600 Newton force. You can see this. This is the axis, and 600 Newton is in which quadrant? First quadrant. So we are resolving this in first quadrant only. You can see here. We have drawn first quadrant. So what will be x component? X component is towards right. This angle is 40. So x component will be cos plus 600 cos 40. What is y component? Upward direction plus 600 sin 40. Next, if you see, next force is this 1500. It is in upward direction, so no need to resolve. Okay, it will have only y component. Next one, if you consider 800 Newton, it is horizontal, so it will have only one component. No need to resolve this. Next angular force is this 1300 Newton. So we'll resolve this force. Now this force lies in which quadrant? It is fourth quadrant. So resolve as per fourth quadrant. Angle with respect to x is theta. So this will be, right side is plus 1300, then cos 22.62, and bottom side it will be minus 1300 sin 22.62. Now we can solve the question. So first step we will write down Rx is equal to summation Fx. So you have to add all the forces in x direction. Now what is the sign convention we have to use? I'll just write it down over here. Right side will be positive and left side will be negative. Just for our reference I have written over here. So Rx is equal to, if you consider 600, first will be this component, so plus 600 cos 40. Next 1500, it doesn't have any x component. Next we will see this one. So this has plus 1300 cos 22.62. Next x component, this you can see 800, it is towards left, so it will be minus 800. So from here we'll get Rx value. Rx is 859.63 Newton. Now this answer is positive, so direction of Rx, it will be towards right. Next we will calculate Ry equal to summation Fy. Add all the forces, vertical forces. We will start with 600. So first component is plus 600 sine 40. (1500) force, it is vertical. So plus 1500. Go in sequence, otherwise you will forget. Next one is this one, minus 1300 sine 22.62, and 800 Newton is horizontal, so it won't be having any vertical component. So from here we will get Ry value. So Ry is equal to now this Ry is positive. What will be the direction? Upward direction. So we have considered upward force as positive and downward force as negative here when we are writing Ry. Now next will be calculation of resultant. So resultant R is equal to under root of Rx square plus Ry square. This is equal to 859.63 square plus 1385.67 square. So R is equal to 1630.66 Newton. Next we have to calculate the angle of this resultant with horizontal. So theta will be equal to tan inverse summation Fy upon summation Fx, or you can write Ry upon Rx, anything is fine, equal to tan inverse, what is summation Fy? Summation Fy is this one, and summation Fx we have written over here. We have to take positive values. 1385.67 divided by 859.63. So from here we will get theta, which is equal to 58.19 degree. Now since this force system is general force system, we have to calculate moment, and about which point it has been mentioned in the question, about origin. So origin is point D. So we have to now take summation of moment about point D. So pay attention when we are taking moment. So next step is summation of moment about point D. So this will be equal to, if you consider this 600 Newton force, what will be moment of this 600 Newton force with respect to point D? 0, na? Why? Because line of action of this 600 Newton passes through the moment center. So that is why moment of this 600 Newton force is 0. Okay, it is not like these are the components, so this component is at some distance, so there will be moment. It's not like that. Okay, just remember that. Next, if you consider 1500 Newton force, keep your thumb at point D, keep your index finger at point C, rotate the force in the direction of arrow. It is creating which moment? Anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means positive. So positive plus 1500 multiplied by, what is the distance? Distance is 1.2. Next force, if you see 1300 Newton. Now if you extend the line of action of 1300 Newton force, it is given in the question. It passes through which point? D point, na? So what will be moment of this 1300 Newton force? It will be 0. Why? Because line of action of 1300 is passing through point D. Now you can understand this in one more way. Okay, I'll just explain you that way. So please pay attention. So if you keep your thumb over here, keep your finger at this location and rotate this in the direction, so it is anti-clockwise. So this will be plus 1300 cos 22.6 multiplied by distance is 0.5. So this will be plus component, and if you consider, if you keep your thumb over here, if you keep your index finger at this location and rotate this force in the direction of arrow, it is clockwise. So it will be minus 1300 sine 22.62 into distance is 1.2. So if you add these two moments now, it will become 0. Moment of this force and this force, if you add, you can check that out, it will become 0. So we are not even considering that in the calculation. Anyways, if we consider even then also it will become 0, for your information. Next, 800 Newton. It is towards left. Keep your thumb at point D. Keep your index finger at this point. Rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow, it is clockwise. Clockwise is negative. So minus 800 into distance is 0.25. Minus 800 into 0.25. What we have considered over here, anti-clockwise is positive. So from here we will get summation of moment about point D. It comes out to be positive 1600. Unit will be, what is the unit of force given? Newton. Unit of force is Newton and unit of distance is meter. Check the units before writing unit of moment. So that will be Newton meter. Positive means it will be anti-clockwise direction. Now next we have to calculate what is asked in the question. We have to calculate magnitude and direction of resultant force, and then we have to find the intersection of resultant with x and y axis. So I'll show the resultant now, how to draw the resultant. Okay, so based on whatever we have solved just now, we'll see how to draw the resultant. So what is the direction of this Rx? Direction of Rx answer, it is towards right. And what is direction of Ry? It is upward. And theta has been given over here. Theta we calculated 58.19. So you have to just draw the axis now. We'll use the same diagram for the understanding purpose. So this is, suppose this is Rx. Rx direction is right, then Ry direction is upward. So this is Ry direction. So based on this, resultant will lie in which quadrant? First quadrant. So I'll draw resultant. So suppose this is resultant. This is resultant R. Now we have to see moment. Moment is anti-clockwise direction. So moment, we'll draw the moment now. So this moment at point D, it is in anti-clockwise direction, which is summation of moment about point D. Now how to replace this resultant and moment, or couple you can say, by a single force? So what you will do, you will draw an arrow parallel to that. So this is one arrow R and this is one arrow R. Now what is the direction of rotation? Anti-clockwise. Okay, so keep your thumb at point D, keep your index finger on this force and rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow. This is creating anti-clockwise. So this R will be the final answer. Okay, so basically we will erase this resultant, we will erase this resultant, we will erase this moment, and we'll keep only this resultant as answer. So I'll draw this now. So I'll show it over here. This will be x-axis, Rx, then Ry. Resultant is in first quadrant, R. And we have to shift this. Now, we have already seen that it will be shifted where? On the bottom side. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, so this is the resultant. Why it is like this? Because direction of movement is anti-clockwise. Here you can see this direction. This is anti-clockwise. Okay. Now this is the resultant. We'll define some distances on this resultant. So if you draw perpendicular from point D to this one resultant, this will be small distance D. So this is small d, which we calculate from Varignon's theorem. Now this resultant intersects x-axis, so this angle will be theta. What is this theta? We have calculated 58.19. Resultant magnitude also we have calculated. What is resultant? 1630.66. So after this, what is asked in the question? We have to find x-intercept and y-intercept. So we have to find this x-intercept and we have to find, this will be wherever resultant cuts y-axis, it will be y-intercept. So we have to calculate x and y-intercept. Now how to do this? So we have seen the equation, we have to use Varignon's theorem. By Varignon's theorem, what we can write now? Summation of moment about point D is equal to, if you consider summation Fy, so summation Fy multiplied by x-intercept. Summation of moment about point D is 1600 equal to summation of Fy is 1385.67. into x. So from here we will get x, which is equal to 1.15 meter. This is x-intercept. Next, we will use summation of moment about point D is equal to summation fx into y. Moment about point D is 1600. Summation of fx is 859.63 into y. From here we will get y is equal to 1.86 meter. So these are the answers, x and y. So what was asked? So here now in the diagram you can write this x is 1.15 meter and this y we have calculated, this y is equal to 1.86 meter. So we'll see the question again. What was asked in the question? Four forces acting on a rectangle in a same plane. So this is a rectangle as shown in figure. Find magnitude and direction of resultant. Also find intersection of line of action of resultant with x and y axis, assuming D as origin. So D as origin means this is x axis, this is y axis. It is given in the question, x and y axis. So we calculated first summation fx, then summation fy, then r, then angle theta and moment about that point D. And based on that, we plotted this resultant like this. And then we calculated what is the x-intercept and what is y-intercept. No need to find D because it is not asked in the question. See the next question. Compute the resultant of three forces acting on a plate. So we have plate ABCD and three forces are given: 1000 Newton, 632 Newton and 722 Newton. What is asked? Compute the resultant of three forces acting on the plate and locate its intersection with AB and BC. So obviously from here, if you see what is asked, intersection of resultant with AB and BC. So just if you use your judgment, obviously resultant force will be something like this. Then only it will intersect AB and BC. So this you can use your judgment over here. So what we will do is, we will first draw axis. Now since point A is there, so we will draw with respect to point A. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Now after drawing the axis, we'll consider the different angles. Okay, now in order to resolve the forces, we require angles. So I'll define some angles in the diagram. So first angle which I am going to define is alpha. So this is suppose angle alpha. Next angle we will see angle of this 1000 Newton with respect to horizontal. Suppose this is angle phi. And next one, remaining one is 632 Newton. So angle we will consider here with respect to horizontal as beta. So we have to find these angles and distances have been given. We can use tan ratio. So if you see the diagram over here and consider this triangle, what will be tan alpha? Opposite this side, which is 3, upon adjacent this side, which is 2. So we'll write down alpha is equal to tan inverse 3 by 2. So this answer is 56.31 degree. Then next angle we will consider angle phi. So angle phi will be, so this triangle you have to consider. So tan phi is opposite, which is 3, upon adjacent, which is 4. So we'll write it down, tan inverse 3 by 4. So from here you will get phi, which is 36.87 degree. Last angle, it is beta. Consider this triangle. In this triangle, tan beta is opposite side, which is 6, and adjacent side is 2. So beta is equal to tan inverse 6 by 2. So from here you will get beta as 71.565 degree. Now we'll resolve these forces so that we can find all the parameters. So we'll first resolve this 1000 Newton. Okay, so we'll resolve from this point. So this 1000 Newton will be, this angle is phi, so it will be plus 1000 cos phi is 36.87. Next, y component. Y component of this 1000, it is downward, so minus 1000 sine 36.87. Next, if you consider 632 Newton, resolve this. So x component is plus 632, angle is beta, so cos 71.565, and y component will be plus 632 sine beta, and beta is 71.565. Next we will see 722 Newton. X component, angle, this angle is alpha, so x is towards left, minus 722 cos alpha value is 56.31. Next, downward direction. So this direction is downward, so it will be negative 722 sine 56.31. After this, we can now calculate the remaining part. So what is the first question asked? We have to calculate resultant, and then we have to locate intersection. So we'll calculate the resultant part. So first one will be Rx is equal to summation Fx. So consider all the forces in x direction. We'll start with, suppose we are starting with this one. So first one is plus 632 cos 71.565. Next force in x direction. Okay, what is the x component? This one. So plus 1000 cos 36.87. Next component will be this one, minus 722 cos 56.31. So from here we can calculate Rx. So Rx is equal to 599.3624 Newton. Then second step will be calculation of Ry. So Ry is equal to summation Fy. add all the forces in vertical direction. So we'll go by sequence again. First force will be this one. So 632 sine beta was 71.565. Next component, vertical, will be this one. So minus 1000 sine 36.87. And next component in downward direction, minus 722 sine 56.31. So from here we can calculate Ry. So Ry comes out to be minus 601.1725 Newton. Now based on this we can write down the direction of Rx also. Rx is positive, so it will be towards right. Ry is negative, so it will be downward. So 601.1725 Newton in bracket downward. From here we can now calculate resultant. So resultant will be R equal to Rx square plus Ry square under root. What is Rx value? 599.3624 square plus 601.1725 square. So from here we will get resultant. Resultant R is equal to 848.9073 Newton. This is resultant. After calculating resultant, fourth is we have to find the angle of that resultant. So theta is equal to tan inverse mod of summation Fy upon summation Fx equal to tan inverse. What is summation Fy? It is 601.1725 and summation Fx is 599.3624. Okay, I have taken these values from here. Okay, Rx, Ry is written, so same, this will be summation Fy and this part will be summation Fx. So from here we can calculate theta. So theta is equal to 45.0863 degree. Now we'll try to plot this resultant, the main diagram. What is the direction of Rx? Rx is in which direction? Towards right. Okay. What is Ry direction? Downward. So resultant will lie in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. So draw the axis. So this is Rx. This is Ry. And resultant will lie in fourth quadrant. So this is resultant R. If you consider this resultant, magnitude is written over here and angle has been written over here. What will be the next step? We have to calculate what? Moment. So about which point we have to calculate moment? Axis is about point A. So we'll calculate summation of moment about point A. So we'll write down summation of moment about point A. Now if you consider this 1000 Newton, the line of action of this 1000 Newton it passes through point A. So moment of this 1000 Newton, even if you consider x-axis, y-axis, it will cancel out each other and it will become 0. Okay. Now next, if we consider 632 Newton force, x component line of action is again through point A. So x component no need to consider. We have to consider y component. So this we have to consider. So we'll write it down. Now keep your thumb at point A. Rotate. Keep your index finger over here. Rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow. It is anti-clockwise. So it will be plus this magnitude you have to write. So plus 632 plus 632 sine 71.565 multiplied by, what is the distance? Distance between point D and point A is 4 meter. So multiplied by 4. Next moment, as we had already discussed, this part everything will become 0. Okay. Now if you resolve this, resolve 722 Newton, this y component is passing through, a line of action is passing through point A. So this moment will be, moment of this force will be 0. So consider this horizontal force. Now keep your thumb at point A, keep your index finger at this location, rotate this force in the direction of arrow, it is clockwise. So it will be minus. So minus 722 cos 56.31 multiplied by, what is the distance? The total distance is 6 and this has been given over here 3 meter. So this moment distance will be 3 meter. So multiply by 3. So from here we can calculate the moment. So summation of moment is 1196.7908 Newton meter. So this is summation of moment about point A. Now after calculating summation of moment about A, we have to plot this on the main diagram, on the plate ABCD. So what we will do is, we will see the direction of Rx. What is the direction of Rx? It is towards right. So towards right I have shown over here. So this, from this point A, why about point A? Because we are considering moment about point A. So Rx is towards right and Ry is downward. So I'll show Ry in downward direction. This is direction of Ry. Now according to this, resultant will lie in 4th quadrant. So this is resultant. Now we have calculated summation of moment about point A, which is 1196.7908 Newton meter. Now this is positive. Okay, so what will be the direction of this moment? It will be anti-clockwise. So we have to show anti-clockwise moment at which point? Point A. So this will be moment about point A. Summation of moment about point A. Now what we have to do is, we have to shift this resultant from this location. So we have a force and a couple or a moment. So we have to shift this at this location. So what we will do, this is resultant, then we have to draw another resultant parallel to it like this, another resultant parallel to it like this, and then you have to see the direction of moment. Now direction of moment is anti-clockwise. Keep your thumb at this location, and if you keep your index finger on this force and the direction of arrow you can see, if you keep your thumb at A keep your index finger at this location and rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow, it is anti-clockwise. So this is the way in which I have shown the resultant over here. It will not be in this direction like this. So we'll go back to the question now. What is asked in the question? Locate its intersection with AB and BC. So here you can see now this resultant intersects AB at point M. We have defined point M, and that resultant intersect BC at location N. So we have defined the 2 points M and N. And what is the angle which we have calculated? So theta we have calculated, which is 45.0863, and resultant also we have calculated. Now based on this, what we have to calculate is this distance AM and distance BN, wherever the resultant cuts AB and BC. So we have to calculate these two distances. So we'll write down now. We'll apply Varignon's theorem. So what is Varignon's theorem? By Varignon's theorem, we can write summation of moment about point A is equal to. Now what I'll do is I'll calculate first this y. Okay, this is y-intercept, right? Wherever resultant cuts the y-axis, that will be y. Okay, so we'll calculate this y-intercept. So how to calculate this? It will be summation fx into y. So write down summation fx into y. Now summation of moment we have calculated, it is 1196.7908, which is equal to summation of fx also we have calculated. What is the value? It is 599.3624. So substitute the value 599.3624 multiplied by y. So from here you can calculate y. So y, what is this y? Y is what? AM, which we have to calculate as final answer. So AM or y is equal to 1.9967 meter. So this is next answer. Next we have to calculate this BN. Now in order to calculate this BN, what we will do is we'll consider triangle BMN. In this triangle, this angle is known, and from there we can calculate what is this BN using trigonometry. So first we will calculate BM, which is opposite side of theta, so that we can use trigonometry to calculate BN. So we'll write down triangle BMN. In that triangle, what will be this BM? This BM will be the total distance, which is 6. Height is 6 minus AM, which we have calculated. So we'll write down BM is equal to total distance is 6 minus AM, and AM is 1.9967. So from here we can calculate what is value of BM. So BM is equal to 4.0033 meter. Now after this, since we know this angle and we know the opposite side, we can use tan theta relation. So tan theta is equal to opposite side is BM upon adjacent side is BN. So we can calculate BN now. So BN is equal to, BM is 4.0033 divided by tan theta, 45.0863. So from here we can calculate Bn. Bn is equal to 3.9912 meter. So just we'll go back to this numerical and understand what we have done. So what was asked, a plate was given ABCD and the forces are acting. Okay, 632 Newton is there, 1000 Newton is there, and 722 Newton is there. So we had to calculate resultant. To calculate resultant, we first calculated Rx, then Ry, then resultant, and then angle theta. Then we took moment, summation of moment about point A. Then what was the next question asked? Locate its intersection, means resultant intersection with AB and BC. So after finding the moment, we plotted resultant on this diagram over here. Okay, this is the resultant which we plotted, and we saw that this resultant intersects AB. We gave a name to this point, point M, and BC at point N. And using the trigonometry, so this was directly y-intercept which we got from Varignon's theorem, and then using this triangle, total height was 6. From 6 we subtracted this y, we got Bm, and theta is there, so we used tan theta to calculate this unknown Bn.